All right. Okay, so the homepage has a few links. Um, if you look at the dashboard, by the way, you guys, I just disconnected because I could see both classes on everybody's dashboard. So I just disconnected from you the last period, last semester class. Hopefully it's not on your dashboard anymore, because I don't want you to log into that one by mistake. Because if you log into that one by mistake, it won't show you as attending in the proper class. So I don't know when it's going to come off of your dashboard, but if you have both classes, make sure that you are clicking on the one that says summer, okay? This one doesn't say summer in it. So I bet you there's people on the other ones. That's why I don't have a lot of people here, but I just noticed that the previous semester classes are still on. So anyway, okay, so this is the class. You're gonna log in, right? Which you did. This is the Zoom link, which you did. And these are a few things that I would like you to do. One would be to fill out the information Google form, which I'll be able to order some things for you, but I need your name, ID number, GCC, email address. You can put the personal email address if you prefer that. I also need your phone number. You tell me which class you're registered in. And then here, if you are in the STV 22, you click on those two things and I'll order them. And then you also, if you want a computer with a preloaded software, you can click on that. If you have a decent computer, that's a PC with Windows 10, you don't have to get it. If you want to work out how to download the software, it's up to you, okay? But you do need to have the accounting software loaded on essentially after chapter 3. So it takes a little while to get there, but for new students. But if you don't have a decent computer, you want to get your computer right now, okay? So answer these questions and submit. That's the first thing that I would like you to do. Okay, so again, it's homepage. We go to the homepage. You go to the homepage and you fill out the information Google form, okay? There's, I would like you to add Student Canvas app to your phone, and there's a video that you can watch that will help do that. There's sometimes I ask you to scan things and submit them. And if you don't have a scanner, the student app allows you to take a picture of something and submit it that way. So this way you don't need to scan anything if you don't have a scanner. So it's very helpful. And there's a video that shows you how to add that. I do a lot of messaging on Pronto. So at Pronto, if you have not activated that, please do. It's very simple. There's instructions on how to do that. There was also instructions in your welcome letter. Then there's a few other things that I want you to read. Mostly, if you go to the modules, the first section of the modules says read first. It has a few things here that are important to the course that you want to read that explain about the course. This is the information about the book and what you need to do, and it explains about the software and how to get started on it, and a whole other important information. Okay, the second thing you want to do in your when you want to read from the modules is list of assignments, and that explains all the things that you have to complete in order to pass the course. Okay, so you want to look at that. And the reason why I have it here is because you are, this course is go at your own pace. You can start at any time. You are not required to submit any specific assignments at a specific time. So everybody has their own time schedule, and they progress at a different rate. And I have a lot of continuing students that are already past that. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Luckily, for the winter, for the summer, I don't have a lot of new students, so this way we can just continue with our schedule. It doesn't disrupt the schedule, but I do have a few new students. So this is with the old, this continuing students, they already know all of this. I'm only addressing the new students here, so that they need to get familiar. It takes a while to wrap your head around all the information that's provided in this in this Canvas shell, and all the assignments that have to be submitted to get a certificate. So you want to kind of read these things and get familiar with them, and then if you have questions, you can start asking me questions about what you do and how to do it and so on. Okay. All right, so what are the things that we want you to fill out the Google form. We want you to and click that you need a book if you don't have a book. um, uh, uh, the books, the information on the books is on the important information here that you want to read. After you read that, you can take a look at all the assignments that you have to do. And then add pronto. Um, Here is all my previous recordings. If you want to get started and we're not getting started today, you can always go and look at previous recordings. What else? This is the welcome letter that I sent you. This is a copy of it for all my courses. It has some help referrals here that you can access from this welcome letter. Browse through all of these, I would say. Okay. Um, this is how to add the student Canvas app to your phone. It's how to add Pronto, how to submit an assignment video. Um, anyway, there's a lot of very, very important information here that you want to kind of get familiar with. It'll eliminate or alleviate some confusion. Okay. All right. Again, so I teach at the same time 3 courses: STV 22, which is beginning account clerk. I also teach STV 21. Okay. So I teach all these 3 courses simultaneously for each period. The 2 classes that I teach are Tuesday and Thursday, and then Saturday. Okay. So Tuesday and Thursday are 5 to 9, and Saturday is 8 to 12. I encourage all my students to take all 3 because um, depending on where you are, okay, you might miss a lecture that I end up doing on Saturday if you're only in Tuesday and Thursday. What else? Uh, yeah, I mean, that's basically, we just added a day. It used to be Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. Now it's Tuesday and Thursday nights and Saturday mornings. So I understand. I have people that don't come ever on Saturday, so it's fine. It's just register in it in case you happen to pop in on Saturday. It counts for attendance. You have access to me. If you pop in on Saturday and you're not registered in the course, I will register you. So that's all I'm saying. Just this way it's easy. There's no, you're registered in all. It doesn't matter whether you registered in Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Because it's the same shell, so it won't look any different in your computer, and you won't have to submit any additional assignments. It's just one extra period that if you miss Thursday, you might see, you know, you might want to catch up on Saturday, because I'm not repeating too many things. I'm mostly continuing. Um, but I am recording all my lectures. So if you miss something, you can also watch, the lectures. And if you happen to watch it on Saturday, that counts for attendance. You want to maintain your attendance. If you start missing a lot of sessions, I will send you an email saying what's happening. Are you not keeping the class? Are you not staying? That's the only requirement in this class is attendance. You don't have to submit anything if you don't want the certificate. If you want the certificate, that's what you're working towards. You want to make the submissions, but the only requirements that we have as as the teachers from our students is the attendance. That's the requirement. And this is a remote synchronous course, meaning your attendance should be at the same time as the class periods. So you know hopefully you can go on Canvas and do your work any other time, but it's very important that you are logged into Canvas during the class period, which is 5 to 9 Tuesday and Thursday, and or Saturday 8 to 12. It's very important that you're logged into the course during those times, because that's when attendance counts. If you log in on Monday, that's not going to count towards your attendance. You can log in and do your work, but you need to log in again on Tuesday, because that's when it counts towards your attendance. Any questions on that? All my other students know this, but it doesn't hurt to explain it again.
All right, I have a question.
Yes.
So if I don't want to be in the business math class and I just jump into beginning accounting clerk, how should I do that?
Yeah, you don't have to be in the business math class if you don't want a certificate.
Okay, so I can just jump to beginning accounting class. And those
Sure.
are again Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, right?
Right. It's the same periods for all the classes. I have all my students, the business math and the accounting and advanced accounting. It's in the same periods. All three of them are being taught at the same
Okay.
period.
And then
So
should I ask you to register me for STB 22?
can I register you? So let me see. I mean, you have. They told you have to register, right?
They said
So
you have to take a test.
they said you have to take a test to register. So they put you in the STV 21.
Yeah.
I, when you guys talk to these people, get their names, because you only need to do the business math if you want a certificate. That's the only time it's a requirement. So you're not. So yeah, I'll register you in this class.
Okay. And then I
So and then you want to drop the other one.
yes, please.
You definitely don't want a certificate, right? Am I understanding correctly?
Yeah. One more thing before you drop me for the business accounting. I'm sorry, the business math.
Yeah.
Still, you teach general ledger and journal there?
No, we teach
Oh.
accounting. I mean, we teach math, but math with respect to accounting, meaning you learn because you're gonna have to calculate a lot of ratios, right? You're gonna calculate percentage.
Right.
You're gonna do payroll. So we teach these math skills in business math, so that when you're doing it in accounting, I don't have to teach you the math portion of it.
Okay. Yeah. Would you please drop me on that? But a question for you.
We also teach the 10 key calculator, which a lot of I don't know where you're applying for beginning, bookkeeping, but I know that a lot of city bookkeeping, they call them entry level clerks. They do a 10 key calculator test. So we do teach that in business math.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If you want to learn that, if you don't know your 10 keys, and you don't know how to use that 10 key calculator, and you're like going for an official type, you know bookkeeping job, that may be one of the tests that they, just like if you're going for an office manager, they might do a word test to see your typing skills, right? And you want to be able to type at a decent speed without looking at the keyboard. The 10 key calculator drills teach you how to, if I can't be there, make sure that you do. You can, cheat when you're doing the drills, but theoretically speaking, we want you to learn the keys on the 10 key without looking at the numbers.
Okay, and then let's say if I do not want to be in this Zoom sessions and then
Mm-hmm.
just watch your
Mm-hmm.
the courses at my own time, let's say on Monday or whenever I can, or Friday, is it possible to still be enrolled in your class, but then watch on my own time?
As long as you attend, as long as you log into your Canvas shell during the period that the class is being taught, because
Oh,
if you log in on Monday morning and and you don't log in on Tuesday between 5 and 9, I won't get your attendance.
oh, I was thinking that maybe if you teach on Tuesday, let's say from 5 to 9, and then if I log in on Wednesday to watch the previous sessions, I won't be able to do that. I have to be in the class on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, right?
You can log in on Wednesday, but I need you to also log in. You don't have to attend the Zoom lecture. I just need you to log in and do something on Tuesday. Otherwise, I cannot capture your attendance.
So
This is not a online course where in an online course, the way the online course works, okay, the online course works, they get the attendance because they require that you submit at least 2 assignments per week, okay? And if you miss submitting those 2 assignments 2 weeks in a row, you get dropped from the class. That's how the online courses work, okay? They could be pass or fail, but if you don't continue to submit your assignments, they assume you're no longer in the class and they drop you. That's the rules of an online course. It's called, distance learning, right? This is not an official online course because we're not requiring that you submit any assignments. The only thing that requires for you to attend, so you can, like, when you submit those assignments, you can submit those assignments. They're required for you to, usually the assignments are due Wednesdays and Saturdays, right? You can submit the assignment on Tuesday and Friday. It still counts because it's just the assignments. This is an asynchronous remote class, okay? And the requirement for attendance is that you are remotely attending the class during the class period. That's why they have class periods. And you can go on your Canvas shell any other time at your leisure and do whatever you want with it. But if you continuously don't attend at the days that that you're supposed to attend, it won't count for me.
okay, so basically Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I have to be in the class on those times, 5 to 9 and 12 to 4. I'm sorry,
Right. You
12.
right. You don't have to be on Zoom, but you have to be logged into your Canvas shell and doing something there. If you just log in and log out, it won't it'll show that you just logged in and logged out. You have to kind of stay on and read something, watch a Zoom. And it doesn't have to be, the whole period. It doesn't have to be from 9 all the way to from 5 all the way to 9 o'clock. It can be for an hour, for 2 hours, but it has to be, you know, approximately in the evening on Tuesday and Thursday, and in the mornings on Saturday.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, that's like the only requirement is attendance, and attendance has to be synchronous because this is a remote synchronous course. It's not an online course which requires,
Okay,
assignment
so in
submission.
that case, maybe on Tuesday, I can just be logged in from 7 to 8, let's say.
Sure, exactly. You can log in from 7 to 8.
But then I have to have my Canvas on from 5 to 9.
No, if you log in from 7 to 8, that will count as attendance.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to be there from 5 to 9. It You have to show up between 5 and 9.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not making it, now I'm gonna lecture from 5 to probably 8 or 8:30. So if you're attending and you want to watch the lectures, you know I would say watching the lectures live is the best thing, because you get to ask questions while I'm explaining something, as opposed to watching a lecture where you can't ask the question. It's already done, right? So my suggestion to you is, I have a lot of very, the people that attend my lectures are, they have experience, they're following the lectures, they ask very smart questions. My my suggestion is, watch at least one lecture and see how that goes for you, and if that's interesting, before you just dismiss it, because it's different. Watching the lectures live is different than watching the Zoom. I guarantee you. It's fine to watch the Zoom if you happen to miss a lecture, but if you can make it to the lectures, and I don't know what your schedule is, and you can, rearrange it, or not, it's your choice. But if you are able to watch the lectures, at least try once and see if you're going to get something out of it. I guarantee you, you will.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. So, oh, by the way, if you do want a certificate, so this is the requirement for getting a pass certificate. The certificate that I issue out of the course is basically a certificate that says you passed this course. Okay, that's it. It's just gonna say you passed beginning account clerk, or you passed business math. But there's also a state certification that requires that you take this course in addition to other courses, and those are the courses here. And there's two of them. So here I explain, like, classroom certification is like from this class. It's a little certificate that says you passed, and basically you have to pass these tests, and and all of these quizzes. We call them computer test quizzes, whatever. And for all the problems, you have to submit all the problems in order to take these quizzes. And so it's quite a bit of work. It's, I would say, if you do, I don't know, an average of 10 hours a week, you may be able to complete about 13 chapters in one semester, or possibly one chapter per week. As you get higher, like if you reach chapter 13, it might take a week and a half to finish that chapter. So, but like I said, I have had students that finished everything in one semester. I would say they were working probably 8 hours a day, not 10 hours a week. So depends how much time. I don't control your speed. Again, it's go at your own speed. But in order to get a pass in this course, you have to do all of these things, and then you get a pass in this course. And most people, it would take them maybe 3 semesters to do it at an average rate. Okay. Or maybe a winter, a spring, um, let's see, winter, spring, summer, and fall. So I would say a year, a school year, a whole year. Okay, so that's this course. This is the state certification, and it has those two classes, this one and this one, but it also has other classes. If you complete all these courses, you get a state certification that says you completed account clerk one, which is, um, it's a very good certificate for bookkeeping positions. Okay. Um, it's just a certificate that certifies that you know how to type, how to do how to do tenki, how to write letters, how to interview. It's very good. It's a bunch of classes. I know a lot of people that came here and did this and like got jobs. So it's if you're interested in doing that, you can talk to me additionally. Anyway, this is
Oh,
again,
Rima,
yes.
the business
Yes,
writing, the business writing, they said we don't have to take that class anymore for the
really?
yeah,
Did they change this?
they changed it.
Okay. Did they put another class in there?
No, they just took it out.
Huh, okay. That's interesting because so this one is no longer required.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Okay.
no longer required. I checked
And
because I only need one more class to get my certificate.
okay. Well, thank you. The last time I reached out and I grabbed one of those printouts, it included it, and I know they're trying to make some of these courses online, like an official online course, and this business writing might be one of them. But I'm just gonna put here no longer required. It's not a bad thing to do, but you learn, I think, a little bit of business writing from the keyboarding classes, so maybe it's kind of repetitive. I know it's the same teacher that teaches that one and teaches this one, so I'm just going to put no longer required here. A really good course. Have you taken this one yet, the 21st century employment strategies? That's a very good course. It teaches you, it's every day. Unfortunately, I think it's Monday through Thursday, 8 to 12. So every day.
I'm
But
taking that this term.
okay, so that's going to teach you interviewing skills. It's going to teach you how to put your email, how to put your resume together. The lady that teaches it, she worked in human resources in HR for a long time. She's really good. She's on a lot of boards, around here at the school. She's very active teacher. I like her a lot. I heard very good things about that course. It's other than it's a required attendance 8 to 12, I think Monday through Thursday. And she lectures through all of them. I think she'll have you, do an interview and film yourself so she can critique it. It's a very good course. Anyway, all right. Well, good. I'm really happy to hear that, Mary. You're almost there. Okay. Um, what else? So that's, I just wanted to, I want you to like look through this canvas shell. Here are all the assignments. When you go to your assignments tab, I want you to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. I want you to list your assignments by type. See here, there's two kinds. You can either do it by date or by type, right? So you want to list it by type. Um, hold on, I'm showing it in the wrong. There's no assignments in for STV 21, but okay. Uh, all right. Okay, so you want to show the assignments by type because I don't have dates next to these assignments. So I don't know why they're not showing up by type. Mm, okay, here they are. Okay, so you want to show them by type, and then these are the first three assignments that you have to submit. Okay, this is for the accounting students. Um, the first three assignments that you must submit if you want to get started on the software. And this is just the first three chapters where you're actually learning how to create journal entries. So um, it's important that you make sure you do that before you start playing with the software. Once you finish those, you start submitting your assignments here, and all the assignments go in here. So I will have a list of all of your submissions in one place. You're going to submit the PDFs of the reports of the problems that you're going to do for each chapter, starting with chapter 3 on both QuickBooks and Sage. Okay. And I'll show you how that looks like. while I still have my old classes. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, I'm gonna leave the student. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. Ay, Um, okay, see who has assignments. Okay, so this is someone who submitted a lot of assignments. And when I look at her assignments, okay, I can see all the, I can see all her submissions for the whole semester. This is last semester by date. Okay, so she submitted all of these assignments, right? And you can see, you know, she was submitting assignments almost, you know, um, very like you can see like the assignments are being submitted very frequently. This is the person that actually finished the whole course by the end of the semester. And each assignment, okay, it has the first, chapter 3 only has a few, but as you get higher, it'll require more. And so she was submitting for every chapter, she was submitting all the reports in one assignment and then doing the test. And that's hopefully what you guys can do, because it's just easier. All right, so that's where you submit the assignments. Leave. So list your assignments by type. The other thing I would like you to do is go to your account, okay, and click on notification and do greens on most of these. The most important one for me is when I make a comment on your submission. Okay, so now when I make a comment on your submission, you get an email saying you received a comment on your submission. This way, you and I are communicating quickly, because when you make a submission, as I just showed you, um, okay, when you do make a submission, I'm going to make a comment, and you're going to make a comment, and we're going to talk to each other, every time you submit something, we're going to talk to each other, and I'm going to tell you, here's the test code, and you're going to tell me, here's my chapter this, and so when I send you a comment, you want to you want to get an alert saying you received the comment, and that's just going to account in your red band menu here, which is different than your regular menu. That's the menu that's actually the Canvas menu. This is where your calendar is, your inbox is. Here's your courses dashboard, and then this one is called account. And you want to request an immediate notification for for due dates, announcements, but mostly grading and submission comments. Okay, so that's important that you do that. Okay, what else? This is the calendar. Okay, I didn't do it for tonight because I wasn't sure how it was going to go tonight or how many new people I had. But starting with Thursday and Saturday, I will put appointments available for you to talk to me one-on-one. There is no office hours in the summer, so it's just going to be, I had office hours, in the fall, in the spring, from 4 to 5, and from on Tuesday, and from 12 to 1 on Saturday. But that won't be the case in the summer. But we have one extra day, so you get an extra day to talk to me. So the way you want to do this is, and I have to this is how my calendar looks like, but your calendar has to be, I'm trying to see the student. I don't know if it'll let me, if I go here, if it'll let me do student view. Let's see, it's not where I want to go. Okay.
Rima, are you teaching business math this summer?
Yes, I always teach all three. I teach business math, um, you know, the beginning account clerk and advanced account clerk. Yeah. Okay, let me see, student view. Let's see if it's gonna let me go to the calendar. Okay, so as a student, what you need to do in order to find an appointment, you have to click on this, okay? And then depending on which course you are in, it'll show you the appointments available for the next few days. And I'll always have a few appointments available. It's easy. You just, you know, click on one and you reserve it, okay? And then that lets me know that I have a student that wants to talk to me. That we may not talk right at 8 o'clock, right? But it lets me know that at least you want to talk to me, and I'll make sure we end up talking. Okay, I'll have it in mind. You can also send me an email and tell me you want to talk to me, but this is easier because you know, I'll have it in my appointments. Okay, so that's how you make an appointment on the calendar. I always mention it to you guys. I always have appointment available at the end of my evenings. So I'll lecture till 8 or 8:15 or whatever. Now I've been lecturing, you know, pretty late because I'm like cramming a lot of material in my lectures. But there's time, you know, past the lectures where if no one wants to meet with me, everyone's off Zoom. But if you guys want to meet with me, other people are off Zoom, and I meet with you guys. Okay. So that's what the calendar's for. And then, okay, so that's that. What else? Okay, it doesn't look like I had a few new students, but I don't see anyone here tonight. I don't know why. I'm not going to, you know, question why. But I'm gonna go over the business math lectures, you know, business math orientation. So business math, by the way, my courses, because if you could be enrolled in the same courses with other instructors, there's two other instructors that teach the same exact course, okay, at different times. And their courses may look the same as mine, except mine has my name right here. So if you have both of these courses, if you're enrolled in both of the courses, when it's my period, you want to log into my course. Otherwise, they won't get attendance and I won't get attendance because it won't match their, you know, their period, and you won't be on my course. So luckily, you, in order to get on Zoom, you do have to go through my course. So that will happen, but some people don't even go on Zoom and make sure that you are logged into my course. So it might, you know, their course might look like this, but it won't have my name. So my name is always there. So this is, you'll know that this is my course in case you are enrolled in two of the STV 22 courses, one with me and one with another teacher. Okay. So that's so for STV 21, which is the business math, again, it's business math and calculators, and there's two phases to this course. Okay. Um, by the way, as my home screen is the same, tells you about my, you know, the classes, the times. Here's my Zoom link, and then you know, here's the information Google form, the certificate requirements, previous Zoom lectures, instructions on how to add Pronto and Canvas, you know, same stuff, just not as many things because it's not as intense or, you know, condensed as the accounting course. There's not a lot of things that need to, you know, that you need to do in this course, other than you go through here's your, you know, here's the previous lectures. So I haven't even started one for this class yet. I mean, this period, but I have previous lectures here, and they're combined here if you want them on each chapter. So you can, you know, watch 3 different lectures on one chapter, because my lectures are not similar. So you might you know, if you have a lot of time, you might want to watch all of them. These lectures in business math are only half an hour long, usually. They're not very long. And if you're not attending the lectures, because most of the time the lectures are going to be on accounting. I do half-hour lectures on the business math. I send you an agenda right before the class so you'll know the timeline of when I'm going to do the lecture and what chapter I'm going to do the lecture on. So that's nice. If that's not the chapter that you want to attend, no problem. You don't have to attend the Zoom. It's just, you know, it's up to you. If you want to attend, if I'm lecturing on chapter 3 and you want to watch a lecture on chapter 6, you log into Canvas and you can watch a lecture on chapter 6 or watch several lectures on chapter 6. Okay. So that's, you know, the beauty of watching previous lectures. Okay. As far as what you need to do in business math, you basically have to, you either have to do the advanced. Okay, let me go to the quizzes here. Okay. Quizzes. Okay, so you have two choices. You can do the business advanced placement test, okay, and then just take the final. Okay, the final. If you score 100% or I would say 18 out of, 85% or higher on the business advanced placement. It's only 20 questions, so it's not very difficult to score highly on it. Then then you can jump through all of these and just take the final. However, the people that have done that have missed very important information that will come up in accounting. My suggestion is these two chapters are very important, which is chapter 6, where you convert from percent to decimal to fraction and back and forth and see the connection between different ways of representing a value. Okay, that's a very important chapter. Even if you passed the advanced course, I would say review this. I actually saw people that passed it and did the final and missed all the questions on chapter 6. So, you know, I would say review it. It's very important to review. Okay, these are all the chapters. In the modules, if you follow the modules, each module has a checkpoint quiz, okay? And then as you go through the modules, and those checkpoint quizzes, they don't need any codes. You sit and you do them. You submit. It'll give you the answers. If you have any questions, you can text me or go back and redo it and then improve your grade. This is like a review for the chapter, okay, for each chapter. So every module, every chapter has a checkpoint, that checkpoint quiz that you want to take. Then the tests are, 1 to 2. This is addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. We want you to learn how to do that manually because you need to do it manually for fractions. You have to know what the remainder is. That's, you also need to kind of sort of calculate some of these things in your head when you're reducing fractions. So we want you to learn how to do that, okay, as an accountant. And I've made mistakes with my math because I'm so used to my calculator. But as an accountant, at least you want to know how to do it, okay? You want to know how to do it, okay? Starting with chapter 3 is fractions, okay? So then there's the, so either you do the advanced placement, the final, okay, and then you do the calculator drills. After you pass your final, these are the calculator drills. Everybody has to do them. They're required for passing the business math and calculator section. And we issue a 10-key calculator to you with a, the kind that comes with a tape. It's a sharp I think that's the only one that's left on the market. It looks like this. We show you how to use it. It has different decimal selectors and different ways of using memory and stuff like that. So we teach you how to do it. But the main thing is we want you to learn the key, that 10 key pad without looking. We want your fingers to find these numbers without looking, because that's going to help a lot in entering all of your I lost my thing, in entering, your numbers really quickly. You don't want to use the top line on your keyboard. You want to use the 10 key pad on your keyboard eventually. Okay. All right. So business math. Business math, all you need to do is go through every single one of these modules. You can start with the checkpoints, see how you do on the checkpoint, and then if you have a problem, go back and look at the actual explanation. This has explanation and some examples of what to do here, or you can watch. Let's say you missed, you did the checkpoint and you had a whole bunch of errors, then you can watch a previous lecture on chapter 5. Okay, so these are the options that you have. If you don't want to do the advancement, you can do all of the tests. There's 5 tests. Actually, the first test 1 to 2, is not required. I suggest that you do it and see how good you are with your addition, multiplication, and division, but it's not a requirement. So test 2, these are the tests: test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and then the final. These are the tests that you have to submit, and then you have to submit your calculator drill. That completes your business math. Some people can go through this. If you're good in math, you can finish this in 2 weeks, maybe 3. It's very quick course. If you're not good in math, it'll take 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 13 weeks, depending on how fast you go. Okay. But there's not a lot of homework here. All right. Any questions on accounting? So business math, you don't have to request anything to order. But if you're an accounting student, you want to definitely fill out your Google information form and request a book. Okay, we're lending you the book. The book must be returned. We're giving you a working paper, the working papers. So those are yours. It's a $45 thing that we're actually giving out. As far as I know, I haven't heard otherwise. We're still giving those out. Those used to be required for purchases. Now that you don't have to purchase them. We're also either going to show you how to download the software, okay, for QuickBooks and Sage. So we're going to show you how to download the software for QuickBooks and Sage. The software, Sage, I think, is 1 year, and the QuickBooks is 5 months renewable. So you'll get it for about a year. For about 10 months a year. You can have it for 10 months out of the year. Okay, so that's the software. Or we'll give you a desktop that has the software already on it, whichever works for you. If you need that, if you have issues with your internet, we have hotspots that we issue. You just need to fill out your I'm trying to go back to my thing and show you the Google form. Okay, you want to fill that out and request what you need. Okay, click on this, put your name, your GCC ID number, email, phone number. All these informations are required. And then tell me if you are in STV22. Tell me if you want a computer, if you want a hotspot, and definitely you want those 2 things. So you can click this, and this, or those hotspots I are useless. I have one. I'm never able to use it, but maybe my area is bad. I get bad reception. I haven't been able to get a lot of use out of it, but I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of complaints on it. I know they're limited gigs. and if you exceed that, it slows down a lot. But if you need internet, they have some. You can request one, um, and the computer. And you don't have to return any of these things as long as you registered and as long as you continue registering in this course. Okay. Once you're done, you have to return, you know, everything except this one. You don't have to return that. Okay, now it's not letting me. All right. Anyway, um, any questions? That's my quick orientation. I mean, I put more time here, uh, which includes meeting some of you. Okay, that looks better. But I still don't see a lot of new students, except for Anna. Um, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on my orientation because most of the other students are just returning students. And, and I don't know why my business course students didn't show up. My business math course students, I think I had like 6. None of them showed up. Well, anyway, um, Anna, the only any questions? Do you have any questions? So the most important thing is go to that Google form, fill it out, and put what you need on there, and submit it to me so that I can request the book for you. Okay. And
Okay.
then let me know if you do want the certification, you have to also enroll in the business math course.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Okay. And Henriette, same for you, except that you're not registered in the accounting course, but I'll request a registration for you. Okay. Fill out submit that form. It doesn't matter. It's the same form whether you're in STV 21 or STV 22. Fill it out and put that you're in both courses, and then request whatever you need. Definitely request the book and the working papers. Okay.
And I don't need to have any quiz for STB 21, right? For math class. I can just jump into accounting.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
If you're not seeking the certification, you don't need to. Although I suggested that you do the calculator part if you are looking for a bookkeeping job. That was my suggestion.
You mean the chapter 6 and 7 that you mentioned, right?
No, well, that I tell everybody that because believe it or not, people have issues with how percentages convert to decimals, and for some reason that's like very it's a very confusing part for a lot of people. That's why I suggested it. What I was talking about was the calculator drills that I mentioned with this calculator. So we're gonna lend you a calculator like this, and then you're gonna do these exercises, okay? And they're the second portion of the modules. So after you finish the business math course, there's the calculator drills and exercises that teach you how to, first they teach you the middle row, and then they teach you the upper row and then the bottom row, and then you learn these numbers by heart. So just like keyboarding, right? Without looking. You
Yeah, I
want
did
to,
that. Yeah, okay, sure.
if
So
if you if you already know how to do that. I learned that on the job on my
I
first
learned that
day.
on the job too. Like for 20 years,
Okay,
I've been doing the same thing, but
if
sure.
you are good with that, you don't have to do it. If you've never
Okay.
done it, I suggest that you do it, because some bookkeeping jobs, they test you on that.
Sure, I understand. But in case if I want to just jump into the SCV
The
20,
accounting, you
that's
don't
okay.
you don't need you don't need this.
Okay,
That
but
would be the only area that I would say look into it if you've never done it. If you've done it and you know your 10 keys without looking, then by all means you don't need anything out of this course.
in case if I'm at SCV 22 for accounting class, and if I
Yeah,
do the assignments, will I get the certificate?
you not without this course.
Not without?
not without the STV 21.
Oh, so in order
If
to
you
get
end up, if you
that-
decide you want the certification, then you have to come back and at least do the final. In order to get the certification,
Mhm,
okay, from this course,
mhm.
you need both courses. In order to get the certification, you have to do both courses. It's part of that certification, okay?
Sure. So
So you have to do, so, but you don't have to do all of it. You can just do what I was saying here. You can just do the advanced placement, okay? And then do the final, okay? And then do the calculator drills. So those are the three things required for passing STV 21. Business math placement. If you're good in math, you just need to, this one will tell me that you're good in math, and then you take the final. Okay, the final has all 13 chapters on it. So you'll do the final. You have to get 85% or more on the final. And then you have to also do the calculator drills. Once you do those three things, you pass the STV 21 course. It doesn't take more than 2 weeks to do all of it if you
Okay.
are good in math.
Okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
if you decide to get the certification later, you can come back and do this. But yes,
Perfect.
it is required.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Any other questions on this? Okay. All right. All right. I guess if you don't have any more questions on orientation, I'm going to stop recording.